When I was a kid, so I was actually I was my mother and my sister. I actually now look at it as reflection when you're scared. I
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out on your Sundays to be here with us. For those who don't know me, my name is Sharon, and I happen to be Bina Hora, our beloved author's favorite child. Well, self-proclaimed favorite child. We're here to celebrate Mum's literary journey with the launch of her sixth book, The Stack of Unfiltered Thoughts. When Bina Mom first told me she was going to put another book together, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Was it going to be a tell-all memoir? Was it going to be a deep collection of introspective poems, or a cookbook with a twist? As it turns out, it's all of the above, except without the recipes. I'll leave it up to Bina Mom to tell us a bit more about her book. But now, it is with my great honor and privilege to welcome our very esteemed chief guest today, His Excellency Mr. Apisit Bechachivha, former Prime Minister of Thailand. His Excellency has not only led this country through complex political landscapes with integrity and a vision, but has also consistently championed the values of democracy, education, and social progress. His leadership and dedication to public service continues to inspire both many people far and wide, here and beyond Thailand's borders. We are incredibly fortunate to have him with us today to celebrate the launch of this very important book. Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to His Excellency. All right, everyone, a big round of applause.
People in the back can see. Okay.
It's also on the screen.
Well, it's now on the screen.
It's on the screen and it's a stack of my unfiltered thoughts. You can see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Could I please now request Bina Mom to read her favorite excerpts of the book and tell us about her journey about this next book of hers.
Excellency, Mr. Apisit Bechachivha, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to each one of you. I'm utterly delighted, honored, and privileged to have you preside over my book launch, Excellency. I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for sacrificing your nap, Sunday nap, and maybe your family time to be with me, to support me. Thanks to Almighty for enormous gifts that He has bestowed upon me. Thanks to my family here in Bangkok, in New York, and in India for the support they give me as and when I need it. I, as an individual, have lived life with certain beliefs and practices. I love to archive quotes, words of wisdom, and I've done that for years. That's why on the first page of my book, there is a favorite quote of mine which says, "If you would not like to be forgotten when you are dead and rotten, if you would not like to be forgotten when you are dead and rotten, then write something worth reading or do something worth writing." And I'm totally in sync with Benjamin Franklin, who has written this quote. Friends, I like to share with you all that I have a very hyperactive mind. It works 24/7, I'm sorry. 24/7, yes. Very often, when my hyperactive mind is swarmed with thoughts, I befriend a pen. I just pick up a pen and paper. Otherwise, the thoughts go away. The thoughts, it seems, also know their value. And they tell me, if you don't capture us now, we'll go away. And that's true. They've done that very often with me. At this point of time, I'm reminded of Terry Gilmet's words, who says, "The smell of ink is intoxicating to me." People have wine to get intoxicated. People have wine, as I said, but I have writing, be it prose or poetry, since I'm also a poetess. Life, from a sickle that a farmer uses, a beating heart in a human body, hands, the perfect device at the end of our arms, can become an inspiration for me to write. Some people say, "I don't want to be on Facebook. I hate to be on Facebook. It's a waste of time. Looking at the people's photographs, what do I have to do with them?" But I have different opinion altogether. This morning, as I was reading, my niece who had put up a quote on Facebook, I just fell in love when I read it. And I like to share here because it applies for me and to the situation now. It says, "Sometimes the only way to save yourself is to lose yourself." Sometimes the only way to save yourself is to lose yourself. I lost myself through writing, and I found myself there too. So I have benefited a lot. I've got a lot of information, a lot of general knowledge from Facebook, whether people disagree with me or agree with me. This is what I would like to see. Now, the book unveiled just now has taken a different form where its concept and contents are concerned. At the inception, I had a different opinion, but things changed as time passed. And now the book that you will be getting soon has 42 chapters on varied topics. This sixth book of mine is, I would say, an adversity in my life turned into an opportunity. In the month of March, I lost my voice completely. Being a singer, being a motivational speaker, being a teacher, being a voiceover artist, I needed voice for all these activities of mine. And it was so bad that the doctor said I needed a surgery, but I looked for other options and I sealed my lips. I stopped meeting friends. I did not receive any calls. And as a result of which, I regained my voice. So that period of time, when I could not get my dose of vitamin F, that is vitamin of friendship, as I call it, I started focusing on my work of continuing the book which I had started writing a year and a half before. So what is the book about? I'm sure all of you will like to know. I have a few excerpts, interesting excerpts that might arouse your curiosity. Well, the book is about dispelling negativity, embracing positivity. It has my thoughts, my experiences, the experiences of other people, and these have been spiced with my interests in life, which are humanity, philosophy, science, because many of you don't know that I was a science student during my school and college years, and my favorite subjects were botany, zoology, chemistry, and algebra. Spirituality, and of course, words of wisdom, as I mentioned earlier as well. So what does the book talk about? It talks about attitude. Attitude. I'd like you to focus on a very, very short dialogue between two characters, the sun in the sky, and a small candle. Sun asks the entire world during sunset, who will work in my absence? Who will work in my absence? The whole world remained silent, but a little candle said in a whisper, I will try my best. The little candle, irrespective of its small size, status, it said, I will try my best. So friends, I want to say that it's the attitude that shines. It's the attitude that takes you to the highest rung of success. It's your attitude that helps you maintain your relationships. It's your attitude that can get you the perfect recognition. And right attitude is very important for each one of us. On page 187, the chapter 37 is about rejection. All of us have faced rejection in business. I remember when my husband started the packaging business and how our earlier samples were totally rejected by the people who we were supposed to supply to. People have faced rejection in relationship during dating. You know, so many young men meet girls and they say, sorry, you're not my kind of guy. So rejection is very common. But what happens to the people who face rejection? They feel that they are small, they are worthless, and they are insignificant. They are totally insignificant. Facing rejection should not make a person feel that I'm good for nothing, that I'm worthless. This shouldn't be the case. The reason being that the other people we are dealing with haven't been able to notice the spark in us. They haven't been able to know what we can offer to them, and that's why they reject us. So here are a few short verses by someone that endorse the thought. You may think that you are completely insignificant in this world, but someone there drinks coffee from the favorite cup you gave them. Someone hears a song on the radio that reminds them of you. Someone reads the book you recommended. Someone smiles after a day of hard work when they remember a joke you have told them. Mrs. Saluja, you do that very often. Someone loves you, loves themselves a little more because you give them a compliment. You just say, you look so nice, your deeds are really worthy, things like that. So never think that you have no influence whatsoever. Your touch, your words, your deeds, which you leave behind, can never be erased. So how can you, or any one of you, or any one of us, feel that we are insignificant? So that is the chapter about rejection. Another excerpt which I find worth presenting to you all is about deriving pleasure from little things that happen in our life every day. The sources of pleasure keep changing as we move ahead in life, as we age. My book says be a pluviophile. Now, who's a pluviophile? A pluviophile is someone who loves rain, who loves rainy season, who loves the sound of the raindrops, who loves the smell of the soil when the first few raindrops fall on the soil, quenching the thirst of the soil. Derive pleasure from the rainbow as you see it in the sky and the moon and the stars. And last but not the least, you can derive pleasure by watching, by seeing a small blade of grass which looks so fresh, so nice. Its shape is so nice, its color, and it exudes freshness. So please enjoy life and derive pleasure from small things in life. Now, Clint Eastwood, as we all know him, he's 94-year-old, he's a vegan actor, a legend, and he's formulated a very important lesson for the young generations. He says, young people, don't look for luxury in watches and bracelets. Don't look for luxury in villas or sailboats. Luxury is laughter. Luxury is friends. Luxury is feeling raindrops on your face. Luxury is being loved by people. Luxury is being respected. You are here, I see your love for me, and that's showing me that I am a very rich person because I have so many friends who are always there to support me. Thank you very much for being here. On page 59 of the book, there is a dialogue that's heart-touching, very short dialogue between A and B. A says to B, where are these scars from? A says to B, where are these scars from? And B says, they are the battle wounds. So who were you battling with? A says, the next question, who were you battling with? And B says, myself. Friends, have you ever realized each one of you is a soldier? You may not be a uniformed soldier fighting for your nation, but we all are soldiers because we all have our daily internal battles that we are fighting. And if we don't fight and find a solution, well, there can be emotional and psychological distress. So ladies and gentlemen, do read the real story of a 17-year-old girl's internal battle and how she won it. When she talked to me while relating her story, she told me that when she was a child, her grandmother had told her once that inside each one of us, there are two wolves, the evil and the good wolf. So who wins? The wolf that you feed, the evil one or the good one? So there's also a lesson that I learned from this, that let's refrain from judging people, because sometimes we don't know. We see the response which is not as per our expectation, but we don't know what kind of internal battle that person is fighting. So let's refrain from judging people. This is another message from the book. On pages 72 and 73, there is a question. Are you living in the real sense? Or you're just living mechanically? According to me, Living mechanically means inhaling oxygen, exhaling carbon dioxide, just doing the routine work, waking up in the morning, having breakfast, and eating the same thing, driving on the same path, not doing anything exciting. Then you are not living the real sense. So a poem attributed to Pablo Neruda by a Brazilian poet, Martha, answers this question. It says, you start dying slowly. You start dying slowly if you do not travel. If you do not travel. If you do not read, you start dying. If you do not listen to the sounds of life, if you do not appreciate yourself, you start dying slowly. You start dying slowly when you kill your self-esteem. When you do not let other people help you, you start dying if you become a slave of your habits. If you do not change your routine, you walk every day on the same paths. If you don't wear different colors, look at this bright color, turquoise color. You know, it's so beautiful. So you should wear this. Why not? Wear pink, wear red, wear yellow, wear different colors. So, if you don't wear different colors or you don't speak to those you don't know, you start dying slowly. You start dying slowly if you avoid feeling passion and its turbulent emotions. Those that make your eyes glisten and make your heart beat fast. You start dying slowly if you don't change your life when you're not satisfied with your job or with your surroundings. You start dying slowly. So enjoy every moment, friends, as it comes in life. In life, there is no replay, there is no rewinding. Live in the real sense. On page 38 of my book, the title is Be Brave Enough to Travel the Unknown Path and Learn What You Are Capable of. This chapter is the story of my friend Charu Dua. Charu is here amidst us. Charu, can you stand up and let everyone know you? That side also, turn your face. This is Charu Dua, my friends. Why have I included her experience? I have learned a lot from you, Charu, and will keep learning. Thank you so much. Now, Charu is one person I would like to salute. The reason being that she has done something that most of us don't dare to do. Do you know what she's done? She's gone for a solo expedition. She's gone for a solo adventure as a woman, and that too to a country, to a place I have never heard the name of. She went to a city called Baku City, which is in Azerbaijan, which is a European country and is inhabited by liberal Islamic people, you know. She went there alone for 8 days. We don't dare to do that. So do you think it was worth mentioning her? Yes, because this story of hers can be a source of inspiration to many of us who don't dare to take the first step. My book also speaks about flowers and what they would have said to us if they could speak. If they had a tongue, a mouth, they would have shared this. This is a poem written by me. Whether the flowers are saying to all of us, whether we are scented roses that are a symbol of love, we are unscented orchids, whether we are tulips blooming in spring or pansies. I have a friend by the name Pansy here. Or pansies that are viola hybrids. Wherever we go, we spread our scent and beauty every day. This is what the flowers are telling us. No matter where we go, we spread our scent, we fragrance, we spread our beauty. Why can't you humans understand the message we convey to you? Be useful. to the fellow human beings like we are. Be useful to the fellow human beings. Even after wilting and losing our trace, we beautify the homes of people, surroundings, venues of events with our hues and grace. My book includes the topic of forgiveness. There are people in life I've met who say it's very difficult for me to forgive the people who have injured my emotions, who have hurt me so deeply. As a result, the grudges keep piling up inside, and what happens is, who suffers at the end of it? If I keep the grudge, I suffer, not that person. That person may not be knowing that I'm keeping the grudge against that person. So, I harm myself. So forgiveness doesn't change the past, but it enlarges the future. I think you will agree with me when I say that. There is a certain nobility in compassion, a beauty in empathy, and a grace in forgiveness. My book also talks about life being too short to stress, to argue, and to worry. Stay positive. Be humble. Count your blessings. There's a full chapter on counting our blessings. My book also says happiness is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It has to spring from within. Don't depend on other people to create happiness for you. You are yourself responsible for creating your happiness. And that's what I do. When Kundirek, my husband, Dilip, has two names, Dilip or Direk, when he makes me unhappy, I find a way to make myself happy. I just leave the room, go out, start doing something, and within a few minutes my anger is gone, and I'm fine, absolutely fine, and I come back and say, hello, how are you? We're back again together. So I think it all depends on us. Let the story of your life be magical. Focus on the positive, and this way you will attract more beauty and wonderfulness in life. Can I ask a question? It's too personal, though. I hope you won't mind. How many of us here, sitting here, bathe twice or thrice a day? Hot and humid. So, since we bathe once, twice, thrice, to become fresh again, to feel good again, and to be fragrant because of the shower gel fragrance. The same way, we need to be motivated very often, every day, many times a day if possible. So, there is a quote, motivation does not last, but neither does bathing. That's why I recommend a dose of motivation daily, and this book will motivate you a lot. Let your adolescents in the family read it. Let the young adults read it. Maybe someone will find that he or she is suffering from the kind of problem that somebody else has gone through and can find a solution. Thank you for being a great audience, and thank you for being here for me. Thank you in advance for picking up a copy of the book. Since I said I am very fond of archiving words of wisdom, my handwritten, bookmarks are kept outside. Just pick up one with each copy. And every bookmark has a different quote which will inspire you. So use it as a bookmark. Thank you, and I will appreciate your feedback if I can get it maybe through my email, through my through WhatsApp, if we are friends on WhatsApp, or whichever way. I'll appreciate that. Thank you very much for being such a wonderful audience, for being wonderful friends. I don't have enough words to thank you.
So I think the key takeaways from the book: Mom's mind never stops working. No judgments, be brave. There's something special in all of us. There's grace in forgiveness. And live with the notions of Clint Eastwood. Enjoy the small things in life. But I don't agree with all of that. I also believe in enjoying the luxury goods, the villas, and the expensive holidays as well. Point to be noted, husband. I'd like to invite our chief guest up for a few words, His Excellency, Mr. Apisit Vejjajiva. Thank you very much.
Well, it's Sunday afternoon, a holiday, so I promise not to make a political speech. Because I'm sure all of you who are here to support Meena's new book is really here to, first of all, to congratulate her on this work. Please give a hand to Meena once again for the launch of this book. She came to me, was it last month? After not seeing each other for I don't know how many decades. And I was surprised because she came to see me and kindly asked me to be here today. And my first reaction was, well, I need to read the book first. And she promptly sent me a soft copy, which I have read. And so coming here today, I was thinking about how to say a few words without spoiling the things that you are going to read. And of course, when I left the house, it started raining heavily, and all of you, I think, were caught in the traffic. Now you know why it rained. She just told you that we should learn to love the rain, the sound of the rain hitting our windscreens, and making us all anxious about whether they're going to be late for the book launch. But first, usually when I get asked either to write a foreword or to launch a book, I usually accept, partly because it has always been my passion to make people, particularly in Thailand, read more. Reading is a great activity. I've always said that the value of reading is not just about the content or substance that you are reading, but the process of reading itself can give you so many benefits and things in life. And especially in this day and age, you do wonder how many people still read books, let alone write them. Because the old average number that they used to tell us was that people were reading something like 10, 15 lines. But these days, people tend not to even read more than 2 or 3 lines. And even when we watch videos now, anything longer than 30 seconds is considered long. So I'm glad that here is someone who is still writing, who is hoping that there will be people reading the book. And the book itself, which is called A Stack of Unfiltered Thoughts, makes it almost impossible for me to actually say what it's about. But having read the book, there are 3 things that appear to me to be very refreshing and would be of value to all of you who will subsequently read this book. The first, and she mentioned this already, is the positivity. I think these days, especially when there is rapid change all around, from technology and then the impact on society, on the economy, on politics, people always feel a sense of anxiety, always have this fear of uncertainty, of changes. But what this book does is, through various experiences that are recounted, always tell you that there is always a positive side. And you just heard one chapter on rejection, where she very cogently argued that if you only think about all the other things and experiences of other people about you, you can then face the cruel process of rejection that you may face at any particular moment. And this sense of positivity runs through the book. I think it's something very refreshing. The second is, I've always thought that these days we do far too little introspection. There's so much going on, there's so much happening. You always want to keep up with what's going on outside. But we have less and less time for ourselves. What this book does through the various chapters is the value that you can get and the benefit that you can get from just a simple process of introspection. Think about the things you don't normally think about. Think about the things that you usually take for granted, and then you will come to see the value of these things. And this process of introspection is something I always encourage the younger generations to do more of, because they need to discover themselves as much as they discover the world. The third and final thing that I would say is also very refreshing, is how through these stories and experiences, the authors or the author's friends remind you that maybe in the end it's the little things in life that matter. You know, we're all challenged and focused on our careers, financial situation, whatever. But at the end of the day, how you derive happiness, it's all about experience, and usually experience of little things. And as I mentioned before, sometimes you overlook the things you take for granted. Throughout the book, you will see the value of a hand, the color white, music, chanting, friends, and so on. These are the things that in the end make our lives full. And so, you know, with the positivity, with the introspection, and with these little things, I think this book will be of great value to all of us, to motivate us without preaching. So congratulations once again, and thank you all for all being here.
Thank you very much for your kind words. Mom, I'd like to pull you up. We're going to have a short Q&A session, just opening up the floor to any questions anyone might have. If you have any questions, we can bring the mic to you. You can raise your hand. And if you don't worry, it's okay. Anyone?
Oh, there is.
Congratulations, Veena ji. Really looking forward to reading the book. I'm already super excited by reading the excerpts. So, being a writer myself in a very small way, I was wondering if you experienced any writer's block while writing the book, and how did you overcome that?
Well, you said I'm a small writer in a small way. Don't consider yourself to be a small writer. All of us make efforts, and our efforts are really rewarding. Many a times they are rewarding once we see the result on paper. I haven't found any thing coming in my way of writing. The previous books were on different topics as well, and being a poetess, I cover varied topics, right from mother to hands, like His Excellency said that there's a talk about hands. You see, hands are very, we take them for granted, isn't it? We have two. At the end of the arms, do we ever think about them? How much they mean to us? What they make us do? So there hasn't been any anything that has really blocked my view or but I've been very clear in my thoughts. And one thing I've noticed, as I said, I don't know whether I said it before or not, that when the thoughts swarm your mind, at that time, if you capture them, because the thoughts inside us, they also know their value. If they know you don't value them, they disappear. They do the disappearing act. So, does that answer your question or anything else that, did I get the question right? Yeah.
Binaji, congratulations, my friend, my colleague.
Thank you.
It is your sixth book.
This is my sixth.
I see 7 over there.
Yeah, that's...
So just an idea as a writer,
Yeah.
when things come from the unknown, you have to capture it immediately. So please take it while it's in my head.
Yeah.
The title of your next book is Distilled Actions from Unfiltered Thoughts.
Absolutely. Excellent name of the book you've chosen. And by the way, there's one top chapter which is what's there in the name. I've also written on what's there in the name. Does the name really matter? Yes, it does. So thank you so much for suggesting such a beautiful name for my next book, Seventh Adventure.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, Sukan, my colleague. I mean, you're also a writer, and we meet. Yeah. I appreciate your work.
How much labor we have to put together.
Absolutely, sleepless nights, and
Sleepless, yeah.
so writing the notes. When I was in school, college, my lecturers knew. My biology, my zoology lecturer, Dr. Ahuja, understood that. And those days we had the other kind of pens, in which we had to fill the ink in. And very often I would run out of ink. And then my lecturer would say, "Here for you, Bina." And when he attended my wedding, I had invited him. He gifted a pen to me, which is still lying with me. So I have very sentimental value for pens.
Binaji, just because you mentioned pens, something clicked again.
Yeah.
About a month ago, I was invited to give a speech in Pattaya on 2 of my passions, books and bikes.
Yeah.
Now, in the Q&A session, one gentleman, he stood up and he kindly guided me to a book called On Writing
Okay.
by Stephen King.
Okay.
This is his only non-fiction book.
Okay.
I got the book, I've read half of it, and as a writer, I recommend you get it. We can learn a lot from
Sure.
our colleague.
Can I have the name once again?
On Writing.
Okay. Definitely.
I will send you on WhatsApp then.
Sure.
God
Thank you
bless
so much for
Thank you.
recommending that. Yes.
Do we have any questions from non-authors? Maybe some, we have a question.
Please don't turn back because I'm very nervous holding microphone.
May I know who that person is? Can I have a look at your face?
Bina Chachi, you would recognize my voice.
Nita. My niece Nita, right?
So as a kid, I
Yeah.
don't like reading, and my favorite book has always been Green Egg and Ham because there are only few words in it and it's achievable.
Okay.
The one word on this book really makes me connected to is the word because I always believe that there's so many things in life that just undo it. I love this word. It's the best word in English.
Yeah.
You do anything wrong, just un it.
Yeah.
And it's given it for free.
Okay.
And the cover of the book really makes me that I will want to pick it up. And of course, with listening to you, it's written in short, sharp, which will take me to the journey of green eggs and ham again.
Okay.
Short, sharp, and clear.
Thank you, Nita. So beautifully said, and your words have touched my heart, and I'm sure a lot of other people will agree with you also. One reason why I had to change the concept of the book and the contents of the book was that I didn't want to write a one long story, 200 pages on one topic, fiction or non-fiction, when I had just started thinking of writing my sixth book. So considering the habits of readers, considering the span of concentration of people, which is really very short, and considering the priorities of people, I thought I should write a book which has short chapters which are readable one at a time, So I'm also giving you a bookmark, as I said. Please put that after reading one, take the takeaway point from it. Remember that, and then continue whenever you have the time to read the next chapter. Yeah.
So very important. So when I write my next book, I will put this variable into my head also. Not that it was not there, but the focus will be even more on that, because you have showed me different variable that was there, but I was never aware of, and you verified it. So, khop mak.
Can I just
Sure.
say a little
please.
more?
Yeah. Yes,
Um,
please.
There's also a real difference between when you read a book and you read from the screen. And that's why I think it's very important to tell people the value of books. Because when you read a book, you stop, you think, you maybe argue with the author, I don't know. But there is all that process that helps you become more thoughtful. When you read the screen, your finger keeps moving and you start to skip read. So that's why I hope that people will continue to read books. My children laugh at me that I continue to read newspapers. And they ask why. And I say, well, what I get from newspapers these days are the articles and things that I would never see because the algorithms don't allow me to see. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
One more thing is,
Questions for us writers? Anything more, sir?
Would you like to say something? Add on something, sir?
I really don't have any advices for writers because I'm very bad at writing.
So no algorithms for us.
No, actually, the feel of a book in your hand
The touch.
is so good. The touch.
The touch factor.
I
It
will not.
involves it.
I'll never go to Kindle. I don't believe in reading online. I love the book in my
Touch
hand,
the smell.
and slowly. It's not necessary to finish everything in one go, but
Like you said,
I think
slowly.
it makes a lot of difference. My daughter-in-law, Sharon, has already said the next adventure, 7th adventure, begins today, and my friend has already chosen the name of the book. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just a show of hands. How many readers do we have here? Be truthful. Oh, not bad.
Not bad.
All right, just before we end the afternoon, I'd like to call upon the man, the legend, and our hero, Mr. Dilip Hora, to say a few words before we can enjoy some lovely refreshments.
Well, I'm here not to talk about the book. She already explained, in her best way, and hope you all of you enjoyed listening to her. And she's a good writer, speaker, teach everything. Now, first of all, Sawasdee Krap, and very good evening to all of you. I would like to thank Excellency Abhisit Preshashiva for sparing you time, valuable time. As you say, Sunday is a day to enjoy with the family and be here with us on the launching of the Peanut book. Well, and also would like to thank all of my friends, distinguished guests, to be here this evening. It was raining, but really made it. Yeah, I'm really thankful. Well, about Bina, what I know, and we have lived almost 54 years now together, she has a passion for teaching, writing, reading, and singing also, which of course most of her friends know. She will just, she has taught various international schools in Bangkok for almost 4 decades, that experience. And then she, as a writer, she, if you come to, I've seen my house, there are pen, pencil, paper lying all corners of the house. Wherever I go, there is a pen, there is a pencil, there is a paper. And she would suddenly come up with an idea, and she will just grab, even if it's a newspaper, even if it is sometimes a just an envelope, or also sometimes it's a shopping bag, which we have a lot. Sure. She will just write points, keep on writing. and yet they really threaten me, and I become so alert that I keep all my official papers, documents from a reach. But that spoiled my business. I'm a businessman, you know. It maybe just goes into wastage. That's the way Beena is, and I know her since childhood. We have known each other very, very young. So her passion, which I would like to support her, and whole family, my son, my daughter, my daughter-in-law, we would always keep up supporting her to say or write something which is worth for all humanity, all of us and people living in this world. That is what I've experienced. So I won't be wondering that if the 7th book comes very near future only, you never know, because I see her all the time writing it. And also now I would end with this welcoming you all, or also thanking all of you who made this evening a memorable one and be with us. Thank you very much for that.